right. All right, we are now live. All right, here we go. Let me open up the chat in another window. All right. All right.
I think I might start doing remotes like this every time. Y'all can hear me okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had to bring up the volume a little bit on the bounce back channel. It's all good though. And actually, let me play these. Make sure they're not too loud. Okay. No. Should be good.
While I'm doing it, like washing the dishes or mowing the yard.
I'm gonna have to put a boycott on that. On those circumstances.
Wait, hold on a second now, because you talk about mowing the lawn and washing the dishes.
Well,
I can't actually do it.
While we're recording, no. For obvious reasons.
What are the obvious reasons?
Well, because your lawnmower sound is going to be present through the entire recording.
Maybe I'll get an electric one.
Even the electric ones are loud. I have one.
Matt, you're impossible.
I know. He's hard to please.
All right, here we go.
The following audio program contains mature content, including offensive language. Listener discretion is advised.
Play the radio. Make sure the kids hear words.
You're talking to the guy that remembers everything.
Remember that Tommy buttfuck?
I don't feel okay with that. I really don't.
Robotator's a loser.
You know, I'm not even saying anything anymore.
Why?
Or maybe it's just I'm hooked up on caffeine.
Because y'all get on to me for even saying anything. I'm done.
No,
I'm done.
I
I'm
didn't.
done.
You're supposed to fight back. Look.
I feel like you have a boner right now. I don't.
The land of Fujiwa is a shitocracy.
First and foremost, I am not fucking RoboTuner.
Robo, fuck you.
That would be so tender.
Oh my
Number
God.
one.
That's the play for a stripper, to just go, oh yeah, I listen to all of them all the time.
Why did the stripper turn to Matt
So where's
Thomas?
the stripper from?
Thomas, is that you, man?
I thought it was genius, RoboTuner. You did a fantastic job.
It is. I thought that I just wanted some money so I could buy some pop screen filters.
You dress up well, Thomas, man. I didn't know you were into this.
You little LARPer, you.
Someone shoot me. I have to live with him.
All these podcasts in my feed, but something's wrong. Not a single one I follow.
What the hell are you doing on here? Don't you have your own show to get ready for?
Now I have my own, and
Why
I
is he
really
loading up
must
the
say,
B-52 now?
Because he's going to bomb Kenneth. Or bomb 199 so Kenneth can never visit us anymore by car.
Back in 2015, just a desktop and two mics. We found it hard on social media to get any likes. Then we got new equipment and the world was much more fun. 3 years had gone by, now our studio is done. RoboTuner, master of debacle, sitting at the helm.
Sushi keeping Matt in check, true ruler of this realm.
Thunder K shocking both their asses into gear.
Alex the intern. Why am I even here?
We're glad that you have joined for this occurrence of our show. We can't think of lyrics for this part, so here we go. The song is almost over, starting at last. Broadcasting from the dungeon at Castle Fujiwa's RoboTuner's Insignificant Podcast.
Occurrence 129. For Tuesday, April 13th, 2021, in the year of the animal whose bones are used to make gelatin. Wait. Wait
Hold
for it.
on. No.
I had it ready this time.
Now listen, Dustin, we're not trying to war with you. I even told RoboTuner before we started this, we need to hurry up so that we're not on at the same time so you can watch your show, which is Jerry Jonestown Massacre, because it is a thing in our house. It's like, oh, it's Jerry Jonestown Massacre night, so we know Matt's going to be, or RoboTuner's going to be busy for 2 hours at 8 o'clock. So
essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Greetings, RoboTuner, coming at you from the Dungeon and Castle Fujiwa, back again with that low-budget podcasting style for your listening enjoyment, amusement, disgust, or all the above. Take your pick. Joining me once again across the table from me is my existing romantic life partner, Sushi.
Hermantic? What the fuck?
I did say romantic. Romantic.
Homogenous? What?
Yeah. And then...
I'm not milk. I'm not homogenized.
Homogenous? I know it's the year of the ox, but I would never refer to you as that on here. Well, you were talking about milking. What direction were you going with that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, no, not One Direction. Shadow Pico. And we also have...
What do we have?
The lightning rod on top of the Empire State Building, Thunder K.
The thunder.
That's a pretty strong description.
Yeah, but who is not present this week is Alex the intern because he is working a double shift tonight at the restaurant that he is a server at.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
We will miss him.
Yeah, I know it.
We went up there and ate.
Oh.
See, we could have had the podcast with him on here if you just stayed up there.
I told him that. He said he was too busy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, plus we don't want to get him fired from his job because he's too busy to participating in live stream instead of serving customers and making money. Anyway, so yes, we're going to make this a bit of a what? What's wrong? Is that the AC unit?
No, it's this. I didn't know it was playing anything.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I was going to say I don't hear anything from here. Anyway, we're going to make this a little bit of an abbreviated show tonight because on this Happy Tuesday, we don't want to bump up against our buddies that are also streaming live at the Jerry Jonestown Massacre. So
we'll just call this 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
we'll just call. What do you call this? This is like that movie before the real movie.
Oh, like a Gaiden or something, or a prequel,
yeah,
or a side story. Yeah,
we're the pre-show.
The pre-show. Oh wow, that reduces us.
We're like Weird Al Yankovic when real bands come on.
Oh.
We aren't a parody.
Hey now.
We're our own formula, damn it.
I saw the Monkees and Weird Al at the same time. Not at the same time.
Yeah, I know, but didn't Weird Al open for the Monkees?
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm saying. We're openers.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
so we're the Weird Al of this situation.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Oh, you guys all know my goofy ass sense of humor. Anyway, so got a couple things I want to hit here. For one, we've had, Sushi and I here at Castle Fujiwa, we've gone back in age in the last couple days or so. And what I mean by that is our dryer went out, so we've had to go old school and dry our clothes out in Mother Nature on clotheslines.
I told him, I was like, you should totally take a picture of this and make this like the picture of the show. I said, but make sure my underwear's not out there. He goes, oh, I'm going to make sure it is.
Yeah, especially whenever your son's friend come over, he'll be right next to his door. Oh, sorry, dude, we ran a line on the clothesline, so we had to hang him up on your door handle. What, Thunder K?
Why are y'all trying to put my underwear in my kids' friends' faces? Okay, not
shit
cool.
Stains and all, just sitting there right by his door.
There's no shit stains in my underwear.
No.
Oh, come on.
My name's not Kenneth.
Sushi.
Okay.
Your name is Sushi, and you have shit stains in your underwear.
No, that's not true.
Unless he's referring to whenever you two did each other's laundry when you were growing up and living in the same house.
I did the laundry.
Oh.
I did the laundry.
Okay. Well, speaking
you
of...
should know how big her shit stains are.
I don't have shit stains.
All right. You don't have shit stains. I'll second that. Because I've seen your underwear, too. Many a times. On and off your person. All right. So, aside from that, I just spent this weekend doing some more manual stuff. We cleaned the shit out of our back porch, and it looks totally different. Much better. And I put some baseboards in my kitchen in our kitchen cabinet, something that was long overdue. And yours and Thunder K's dad had his house demolished to make way for his new manufactured home.
Right on.
Yeah, and I actually made a stop by there Saturday night because he gave us his back door, his actual back door.
Yeah, but we're gonna put that in our kitchen. It's gonna look real nice.
Yeah,
None
it's
of
good.
our dad got COVID. That's crazy.
Yeah, we just found that out today.
You know, he said he was talking to Hayden earlier, and he was like, "Don't tell anybody.
Who's
I don't want the whole world to know."
Another one of his granddaughters.
He doesn't want the whole world to know.
Right.
Well, the whole world doesn't listen to this show, so I don't think that's going to
The
happen.
whole world plus our 4 listeners know now.
We average about 15 a
We
week.
know his name.
I've noticed that we average higher whenever we have guests on.
So Dad didn't have really. He said the worst symptom he had was like a sinus infection.
He was telling me that it just feels like a sinus infection because he can breathe normally, but and his nose isn't even stuffed up. It's just really dry.
And he can't taste.
Yeah.
He couldn't taste anything, but he was eating earlier and could taste his Parmesan chicken. So it's getting better. It didn't last very long. Maybe the virus is dying.
Or it's immune to heat.
Or maybe we're doing herd immunity now.
Who knows? I don't know how long on average that takes to really become a thing once.
There's a lot of factors when COVID hits people.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what all the factors are. Yeah.
It's got like 99 or 99.8% survival rate, so I don't. Who knows?
Yeah. In other news, well, DMX and both DMX and the Royal Prince Philip both passed away in the last week.
Yep.
I don't know if they're just not jumping out at me, but I couldn't tell you a single song that I know of by DMX. And I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy.
I know a couple, but I don't know any of the words. Just because when they were doing a tribute to him, I recognized a couple of them. I think one of them was in the movie Drumline.
I remember Drumline.
I love that movie.
Yeah, Nick Cannon. Before he married Mariah Carey.
He in Drumline? DMX?
I don't know.
There's the Rough Riders anthem.
Most of the songs I know are crazy. Most of the songs I know are from movies. I could pull a song out of a movie any day.
Well, he's got Rough Riders anthem. That was one I think they played on the radio. And then What's My Name? I like that one. I don't think I've heard very many of them, but I may have. A lot of times I just don't even look to see who's rapping or singing. I just listen to the music.
Yeah. Yeah, that's understandable.
I like all types of rap, I like them all. Country, rap, it doesn't really matter. You just have to be in the mood to listen to it,
Yeah, I'm that way about types of music too. Like I have to be in a certain type of mood to listen to metal versus jazz versus blues or whatnot.
I remember when I was going to Forest Hill Elementary, it was kind of it's an all black school pretty much. I was the only white kid there, and so I got a lot of that type of cultural music from that spot. A lot of my friends would listen to it, and I would just love to listen to the music that they would make. Just like back then, it was really popular, like Beat on the Desk. Remember that show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Beatboxing and beating on the desks.
Yeah, with the pencil, and they would make all these different rhythms and mix it all together. It was really cool.
I was in band, and the poor band teacher. What? 2
left feet in a worse tempo, and I could.
You're cutting out,
do any
Kenneth.
of that stuff, but I just love sitting there listening to them do it.
I don't think you can hear me. You're cutting out.
He was saying
Sorry, I
that.
got away from my house a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was saying that he has 2 left feet.
I can hear you.
We can hear him. He couldn't hear us.
Yeah.
I have 2.
Now he's completely cut out.
Let me see if he's still on.
No, I stopped talking.
Oh, you stopped talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No.
away from my house, which I got out of wireless range. It's my fault. So I got closer.
I know when I was in band, when I went to, I think it was Glencrest, that poor band teacher they'd put him through hell. Like, we'd be sitting there and he'd be trying to teach us how to play our instruments, and then all of a sudden the whole room would break out into playing their instruments, and it would always be the same song or beat. His face would turn bright red and he'd scream and yell because nobody would listen to him. I felt bad.
My band teachers were assholes too, both of them.
He wasn't mean. It's the kids. It's just the way the school was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned a lot from those schools.
Yeah, I did too.
Not just the books stuff, you know.
Yeah. You got street smart too.
I don't know about that, but I did learn a lot of. It gave me a lot of respect for different cultures.
It gave you a different perspective on how different people and different cultures live, and I made a lot of really great friends. I learned a lot of things. It was a good time in my life.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Yeah. So in the last week or so, I haven't played much. I haven't played much new. I'm actually going back through the. What? Why are you looking at me like?
Because I'm listening to what you're saying.
Oh, okay. Okay, you gave me this like wide-eyed look, like I'm missing something.
No.
Okay. Anyway, I've spent the last couple days replaying the Halo Master Chief Edition, which is all the games through 4. That includes Reach and ODST. Mainly because there's nothing like brand new that's out right now that I'm really interested in getting for either PC or Xbox One or PS4. Anyway, I've been playing back through Reach, but another game that I just started on today, which was one of the epic free games of the week, is called Tales of the Neon Sea. And it's kind of like...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I was going to say, have you played that one, Thunder K?
No, I really haven't played anything. I've been sicker than a dog this past week, so I didn't do them today.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why we didn't record on Sunday, because you were up all night puking the night before, and your voice was really hoarse.
Yeah, it's still a little hoarse, but I just got it back like yesterday, or whatever day Monday was.
That would be yesterday.
Tuesday? Yeah. Say what?
Yeah, that would be yesterday. That's what we said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've just been playing those two games, and Tales of the Neon Sea, it's kind of cool. It's like a side-scrolling 16-bit era graphics type of game, and it's almost like a cyberpunk adventure because your character's a cyborg, and there's a lot of puzzle solving involved in it, and item usage and that sort of thing. And your companion's a cute little black cat that you can have like that you can control it with little mini games to get different components for your parts that may need repair and that sort of thing. It's pretty cool so far. Has a lot of personality to it. Now, one game that Sushi actually started playing yesterday or today is a game. It's a ridiculous free game called Sludge Life.
It is. I started playing it because I was like, let me see if this. It looked like a phone game, but it was in.
First person, yeah.
No, it was on Epic, and it was. I had downloaded it through Steam. Because you can connect Epic to Steam. I didn't know you could do that until today, which is weird. But anyway, so I downloaded the game, and I thought, okay, this seems kind of like maybe it might be a fun, cutesy phone game. So I download it, and I get into it. And I can't see myself, so I don't know what I look like. And I'm walking around, and it's like an 8-bit world. It's almost like you're in a VR headset, but you're like in an 8-bit world.
Yeah, the graphics are cel shaded.
And so when you're walking around, it's very. I'll just tell you, it made me sick. I started sweating and feeling hot, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So that's it's kind of a game that'll make you sick.
Yeah, even I got sick watching you, or not sick, but I was starting to get a little bit of vertigo.
Yeah, and well. Then you walk around and you just interact with different people in the game, and they're not really talking to you. You just have to read what they're saying, but it makes a noise like, you know, when it talks.
Yeah, like the Sims.
And then you read what it says, and most of them it's real ghetto. And I was like, what is going on? And then I realized I'm spray painting walls with this big sludge guy. So I was like, okay, I'm a tagger. Like, I go around tagging. My name is Ghost in the game, and I'm going around tagging the city.
Ghost.
I go and pick up Coke cans everywhere. I can walk in any room. And I think I eat cigarettes. I don't know, but I know that I go and seek out cigarettes and crumple the packets. And, and there's also where you eat banana slugs, too. I don't know what that means or why it happens, but it's a thing. It really reminds me of a bad dream. And I was like, this is the craziest. I don't think I would want to play this game on a regular basis. It was just, I wanted to see if it was interesting or if it had, you know, something I could get into, and it definitely was not a game that I would like to play. But there are different tasks that you can do, but you don't have like quests that you follow.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
like
walk
free
around
roaming.
and
Yeah.
do whatever in whatever room you're in.
Yeah, I thought the visual appeal of the game was pretty cool, but the motion of it is. Yeah, now if they just slowed down the frame rate to 30 FPS, it probably wouldn't be as bad, but
Yeah.
as it is. All right, so that's all
Any new animes?
I had.
Thunder K? Thunder K? Thunder K?
Thunder K.
I don't know how that got muted.
Have you been watching any new animes while you were sick?
No, I've literally just been sick. I haven't done much of anything.
Oh, okay.
I got somebody to step in for intern Alex.
Who did you get to step in for intern Alex?
Switch back over to video. Oh, your grandbaby.
She's so cute.
This
Hi,
is intern Faith.
Intern Faith. Oh. We almost got a hole looking in the camera.
I know it. She's just staring up at the clouds there.
She loves the clouds.
Yeah, I bet she does.
Where's Mama going? Oh, okay. Anyway, I couldn't help it. I had to hold her.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh. Well, if we don't have any more games or movies to talk about, well, I guess we can move forward to your news.
Okay.
Which I don't have queued a song.
That's fine. We'll just
Sushi,
I'll
news.
just start reading.
Yeah. Go.
New York parent seeks okay to marry their own adult child. Incest is a third-degree felony under New York law, punishable by up to 4 years behind bars, and incestuous marriages are considered void, with the spouses facing a fine and up to 6 months in jail. I take my child to be my lawfully wedded spouse. A New Yorker who wants to marry their own adult offspring is suing to overturn laws barring the incestuous practice, calling it a matter of individual autonomy. I can't say this word.
Autonomy?
Autonomy. The pining parent seeks to remain anonymous because their request is an action that a large segment of society views as morally, socially, and biologically repugnant, according to court papers. Though the enduring bond of marriage, through the enduring bond of marriage, two persons, whatever relationship they might otherwise have with one another, can find a greater level of expression, intimacy, and spirituality. The parent argues in the Manhattan federal court claim filed on April 1st. Legal papers give only the barest picture of the would-be newlyweds.
The barest picture? That's even more disturbing in itself.
Yeah.
Not that it really matters, but is this a man who wants to marry his daughter or a woman who wants to marry her son?
It is. It doesn't say.
Either way, it's disgusting. I was just curious.
It is.
Yeah.
The parents shouldn't be diddling their own kids.
Ew.
No.
Yeah. That's like some Bates Motel shit right there.
Well, it says the proposed the proposed spouses are adults, the filing says. The proposed spouses are biological parent and child, and the proposed spouses are unable to procreate together. Incest is a third-degree felony under New York law, punishable by up to 4 years behind bars, and incestuous marriages are considered void, with the spouses facing a fine up to 6 months in jail. So there's that.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Lovely.
I mean, at what point why did they need to get married? I mean,
Well, because, the Bible.
I guess. But
makes no sense, man.
I've never really, I'm not in their brain, so I can't really understand the whole concept of incest. But
Yeah. So, no batteries, no sweat. Wearable biofuel cells now produce electricity from lactate. Scientists develop biofuel cells.
wait.
Huh?
Breast milk?
That's what I was about to say.
I guess so. It says scientists develop biofuel cells that can power wearable electronics purely by using human sweat.
Okay.
That's not lactate.
That's perspiration.
That's whatever.
Yeah.
Wearable electronic devices and biosensors are great tools for health monitoring, but it has been difficult to find convenient power sources for them. Now a group of scientists have successfully developed and tested a wearable biofuel cell array that generates electric power from the lactate in the wearer's sweat. So we have lactate in our sweat.
Okay.
Now we know.
Interesting. I was not
Well,
aware of that.
If fat people generate more sweat, then I think that I could probably run a small city.
Well, you're going to be more valuable than skinny people.
That's going to be your tagline for next week. The human generator for the city of Hazel, Thunder K.
Yep. That works for me.
All right. So
Yeah, instead of acting as a lightning rod and providing gigawatts of electricity, which could act for a couple days, power the city for a couple days.
So I was, while I was looking up video games the other day, I came across an article that was about Epic Games, the Epic Games Store, and how long it's going to be able to keep doing these free games promotions. According to Epic's own data, the PC gaming platform total number of customers increased by 52 million year on year, going from 108 million in 2019 to over 160 million in 2020. This growth was mostly fueled by consumers seeking free games, but this initiative is becoming increasingly expensive for the Fortnite maker. Although Epic did not confirm its monthly active users for 2019, it was announced that they exceeded 56 million in December of 2020. Boosted undoubtedly by the Epic Games Store holiday sale, which saw multiple titles heavily discounted in addition to 15 days of free games. This underlies the company's strategy of enticing customers into the store with an ongoing supply of free content. In comparison, market-leading PC storefront Steam saw record MAUs of 120 million in 2020, more than double EGS, and this is evident that it still lags behind its more established competitor. So, my thing is I know what they're doing. They're trying to get people in for free games with the hope that they'll look around for other games and purchase them.
Well, I mean, it's more than that. They're also, if you look, a lot of the free games usually have DLCs at this release.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention there's a whole bunch of games that have in-app purchases.
Yeah.
The more that they can get people to go in and say, like, buy loot boxes or whatever, that's more money for Epic. So there is some method to the madness.
Yeah.
But some are just straight up free.
Right. But, even still, I would support, if I liked the game, I would support the company that made the game by buying the DLC or buying in-game purchases, just because I want it to continue to stay on.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Fortnite. They made millions off of buying stuff.
Yeah. So
I
these kinds of articles, when I read them and they have this, it seems like they have a negative connotation towards, well, Epic. This one did. And I feel like Epic is doing great. And I think they're able to do this for a long time. I mean, I know they're making money or they wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just think Keep on doing what you're doing, Epic. We love
Well,
you.
I mean, here's the thought. I mean, think about this for a minute. Epic does not create games.
Right. They're like a
They
Their
license
distributor,
games.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they just distribute games. So, I mean, other than hard drive space for the games to store and bandwidth costs and that kind of stuff, there's really not a whole lot of overhead.
Right. Like I said,
So,
keep on doing what you're doing, Epic.
Yeah.
All right, and now my conspiracy theory.
Okay. So let me give you some of this. Okay.
So this week it has to do with the vaccines.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah. So I did a lot of research on TikTok this week. And one of the conspiracy theories that because I follow a lot, well, I don't follow, but I look for conspiracy theories on there, what people talk about. And one of them that came up was that the vaccines will either kill you right off the bat, or you have about 2 years to live after you've had one. 2 to 3 years to live. And that this goes back to thinning the herd, leaving about 15% of Americans in the world after this is all said and done.
15?
15%. That's
yeah,
what they
15%
said.
left, not 15% reduction. Yeah.
No, 15% left.
Mm.
Because
so how do you think this is going to come about?
Because they're talking about everybody has to get the vaccine. They're trying to make it a law.
That concept. I don't understand how the vaccine has a time bomb built into it that's just going to magically go off in 2 years.
So I didn't really understand that part of it. I didn't really get a clear understanding of how it was supposed to kill people, other than it's messing with your messenger RNA on some of them. And one
basically, viruses mess with your messenger RNA, right?
Yeah.
That's how they get in and do damage to your body. So all they did was the shot basically goes into your cells and messes with your messenger RNA to make your body think that you have, part of the coronavirus, one of the spikes that are on the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And so your body attacks real coronavirus on site. So you already have a head start on the. So, I mean, if you know the science, I don't really know. It's not like I'm sitting there making the vaccine, but I understand sort of how the science works. I just don't know how your messenger RNA can be programmed to just kill you in 2 years.
I can't answer that question.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's a conspiracy theory going around. But there are doctors out there that are siding with that theory and saying that it doesn't make sense for you to get the actual shot if you've already had the coronavirus, because you already have the antibodies in your body. And I was like, that doesn't make sense, because we get the flu shot every year.
Yeah, I was going to say, the coronavirus is going to be the new flu shot.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah, the vaccine will probably contain antibodies for both.
When Johnson & Johnson gets their single shot worked out, then I know they recalled it.
Yeah, that's another thing.
I know they recalled it, but when they get it all worked out and proved correctly through the FDA, then you'll start seeing a yearly COVID vaccine that you can opt into.
Yeah.
I'm sure. If you want conspiracy, there's your conspiracy right there. Was this generated for Big Pharma to make more money off of vaccinations?
Well, and I really feel like it's coming from the anti-vaccine groups.
Anti-vaxxers, yeah.
They're exploiting the suffering and death of people who happen to fall ill after receiving a COVID shot, or threatening to undermine the largest vaccine company in U.S. history. But that's what those anti-vaxxer groups do. I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any means. But I am going to be cautious. I don't want to get the shot yet. I don't need to get the shot. I don't go anywhere right now. I just want to watch and see what happens.
Yeah, which is why I'm the guinea pig for the castle right now. Because I've gotten my first one.
And
my
I'm
second
just
one
a
in 2
very
weeks.
careful person. I've said that multiple times. I'm just a very careful person.
Mm-hmm.
I've already got my first one. My next one's next week. So.
Well, they're saying that.
I mean, I'm not shooting down conspiracy theory. I'm just speaking my mind about it.
Yeah.
Well, anti-vaxxers or groups have falsely claimed for decades that childhood vaccines cause autism, which that we all know that that's wrong. And the reason why we know that's wrong is because the guy who did the report lied. The one who did the report saying it causes autism, he lied on that. So if you ask any person that is in the just as in the field as a teacher, they'll tell you that guy lied. And college, I went to college, we talked about it in college, and they said the guy lied. So why people are still believing that he told the truth and the report is correct is beyond me.
Yeah. Hey, your college studies have gotten us quite a bit of gold, though.
Yeah.
Just like your report that you wrote in sociology class about the cops in Brazil in the 80s and 90s. Well, off-duty ones had shot and killed kids because
they grew up to become gang members.
Yeah, if they're orphan, no dad, no mom, boom.
Right. It was sad too because there would be like little 3-year-old kids on the road, on the side of the road, living in the streets, and they would just kill them.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Now the same groups are blaming patients' coincidental medical problems on COVID shots, even when it's clear that age or underlying health conditions are to blame. They're saying as more seniors receive their first COVID shots, many will inevitably suffer from unrelated heart attacks, strokes, and other serious medical problems, not because of the vaccine, but rather their age and declining health. I mean, and also if you think about it, what if another thing that I've heard is that if you have COVID and you get the vaccine, that you can die from that too. I'm like, how is that?
I don't know, but I've seen 1 or 2 stories about that.
I mean, if you're getting old, this is going back to, there's a lot of things out there about COVID and the vaccines and COVID and being diagnosed with it and COVID and dying from it. That's all over the place, and I don't know how to tell what's real and what's not real anymore. Like, people are dying from unrelated health problems, but it's being said that they died from COVID.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem nowadays, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, information is all contradicted.
No one knows what
so
the
you don't know
truth
what's
is.
on.
Says public
But you know,
health.
that's like most things when it comes to health. You just don't know how somebody's going to react to something. That's why you have places like the FDA.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't. You could take 100 people, and all 100 of them could react differently to that medicine because, you know, people's physiology is just different.
It is. And that's one of the things with COVID, too, is that different people had a different reaction because of DNA, because of blood type. Like, it was all kinds of different things that was causing a different reaction. I mean, look at my dad. My dad, he was a smoker most of his life. He quit smoking over 10 years ago, but he gets sinus infections pretty regularly, right? So
Yeah.
he's diabetic. So you would think that he would have been really affected by COVID, like to a point where he may have needed to go to the hospital. Nope.
Yeah.
It just felt like a sinus infection, he said. And he got sick
He's
Friday.
not over it yet.
Well, he got sick Friday. He started feeling bad on Friday. And then, but today he said he could taste and everything was much better.
Well, you know, like my friend Tony from Aqua Boys, he got COVID, and he's like me. He has diabetes. He doesn't have a colon. You know, he's had major surgery, and he's overweight, and he has diabetes, and, you know, I don't know what his heart situation is, but
Does he have a colostomy bag?
No.
Oh.
They did a surgery that kind of used his large intestine, but Yeah, he got lucky there.
Oh, does
You know,
he have what is it where they get those pockets in your
Oh, diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis?
My dad has that.
No, I honestly I don't want to speak to
Okay, gotcha,
that.
gotcha.
I don't know what it is, honestly, and I don't want to misinform. But
Gotcha.
no, he got COVID, and you know he called me. He's like, "Yeah, I got COVID," and I said, "Oh no, I was seriously worried about him." Called him every day, and he said, "You know, I just slept a lot. I couldn't smell or taste anything. I just slept a lot, and then I feel much better now." And now he's giving out he's giving out plasma because he has the antibody, and so he's giving plasma for people to be able to use that antibody to get better.
Yeah, via transfusion.
That's awesome.
That is.
Yeah, he's a real good guy.
Yeah, I didn't even know that you could do that if you've contracted it.
I didn't know. They had no idea. They asked him to do it, and you know he stepped right up and did it.
Cool.
Well, that's all I have for this week.
Okay.
Hey, did you hear about the? There was a 60-minute segment on the federal government's working on a chip that you can place under your skin that shows that you've had the COVID vaccine.
I'm not doing that crap.
I saw a headline about that. I didn't know if it was legit or not.
I haven't either. I was just curious if y'all heard about it.
Yeah, I saw a headline about it yesterday or the day before, but it was one on one of those far. I think it was on one of those far right-wing sites. I can't remember which one it is. Yeah.
I saw it on Tim Pool's feed, I think, but he's not far right. He's kind of a leftist.
Yeah, there's actually lots of different news stations on here. One of them that's talking about the microchip implants. It could improve lives but cost privacy. Military program aiming to end pandemics forever. Fact check. RFID microchips will not be injected with the COVID-19 vaccine. Altered video features Bill and Melinda Gates and Jack Ma.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously a conspiracy theory, but
that's on
that's
Reuters.
why I brought it up.
Yeah. Well, there was one last thing that's in news that I wanted to mention about how Joe Biden and his administration are reintroducing gun control laws. The same ones, well, I don't know if they're the same ones, but they want to not ban it, but they want firearm kits like to be treated as like purchasing them to be treated as the same as you get an actual firearm from a gun store, and which in a way makes sense. But what's rubbing a lot of people the wrong way is the part of the legislation where he wants to tax every magazine that's over 10 rounds, $200 for each magazine, which includes the ones that you currently have. And
what is it supposed to do by taxing them? Make the government more money? Prevent people from buying more than their fair share?
And I really don't know.
Well, I mean,
actually no, 20 rounds, not 10. Sorry.
What you have to consider though is why would all that's going to do is push people to 3D print their own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
why would you go off and buy one? I mean, obviously it's going to be better quality, but I mean, you just go off and 3D print whatever you want for your gun, and there's no regulation on that. You could 3D print a gun today, and there's no. I mean, there may even be laws and regulations about it, but you know.
How are they going to prove it?
How are they going to enforce it? Are they going to have cops at every 3D printer making sure you're not printing something out?
Is there going to be something on the 3D printer? Like, say they download the application and it says you can't do guns on this thing. You know, are they going to monitor that?
Yeah, you know, how hard is it to hack a 3D printer? I mean, they can't even make a PS anything that hasn't been hacked at some point. You know, the Nintendo Switch has already been hacked, and I mean, those are things that have actively had people trying to keep them from hacking it. I mean, even music and videos, the DRMs, they were hacked at one point. there's always a way to circumvent that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that there are.
Just like
and have been.
Just like it's not just about gun control, and it goes back to mental health. It goes back to mental health every time. Every time.
Yeah, mental health is seriously a problem in the United States. I mean, just look at the memes that come across about depression.
Mm-hmm.
Especially more so since the pandemic began.
The cure for depression is to take a pill that makes you suicidal.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're focusing on the right solutions.
Yeah, on the right remedies.
Yeah, the right remedies is to learn the way to do it right from the beginning, to educate the people.
I mean, not to mention that, you know, any type of law that restricts or bans things like guns or drugs or whatever just turns honest people into criminals.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, because it's the same could be said for marijuana or alcohol when they had prohibition and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, I'm more libertarian than anything, and I think that kind of stuff, I just don't think prohibition is ever going to be the answer, because the way around prohibition is to do it illegally.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, like what you're saying, you know, what did they do in the 20s? They had little hideout places,
speakeasies,
little speakeasies where people could go in and they could gamble and drink and do all those things. And even though alcohol was illegal, they still did it, right?
Yeah, and people were making bathtub moonshine all across the country.
People still smoke
I mean, the
pot.
birth of organized crime was around. The birth of large-scale organized crime was around prohibition.
Oh yeah, and it started in Chicago.
Yeah. So you know, if they go off and ban guns, no matter if you're whatever side you're on, you know, the only people who are going to own guns are going to be, you know, criminals.
I don't think they'll ever get away with banning guns completely, but I do feel like they're going to start trying to micromanage it more. But it's still not going to do any good.
I think their approach, honestly, is more like how you would boil a frog. If you just threw a frog in boiling hot water, he would jump out, right?
Yeah.
So what you do is you put the frog in nice, comfortable, warm water, and then you slowly turn the temperature up, and then the frog's dead before he realizes that he's been boiled in water. The point is what you do is you start, you know, temperate, create a temperate climate. You make them, you know, we'll start by banning this item, and then we'll roll it up to this item, and before you know it, you know, you've given up your 2A amendment rights.
Yeah. I mean, why can't we be like other countries, and if you use a gun or you steal something, you just get your hand cut off? That's that.
Jeez, like Sharia, Sharia law.
That's not Sharia law.
I thought that was
that's.
I know Middle Eastern countries do that.
Yeah, Middle Eastern countries.
Yeah.
China does it.
I didn't know China did that.
Yeah, you steal something, you get your hand cut off.
Well, I don't know too much about foreign law, but
that's why they don't have a lot of crime there.
All I know is that you know, our rights are slowly being taken away from us, and we're just like the frog in the tepid water.
Well, we don't know what parts of that legislation is going to go through, and so it may not even pass the House unless it's an executive order, which I don't think the way that it was presented, I don't think it is. I think it's just things that have been introduced.
Oh, okay. So maybe they've changed it, because I just looked it up. In China, if someone steals in China, he or she may be sentenced to public surveillance as the least serious penalty, or life imprisonment as the most serious penalty, depending on the seriousness of the crime he or she commits.
Oh, okay.
So, they're
more likely to go to jail.
Yeah.
They're more likely to go to work camp or prison camp and work their debt off, and those who are really bad. They just get their organs harvested. That's the China way.
Yeah.
That's the China way.
There was a really interesting documentary on Netflix about China. I don't know if it's still there.
Oh, was it American Factory?
Maybe.
Because I have seen that one. That was produced by Barack and Michelle Obama. It was a story about a Ford Motor Company plant that shut down in 2008, right whenever the Great Recession started, which caused the big three automakers to ask for government bailout money, along with a lot of the biggest insurance and mortgage lenders out there from the mortgage bubble crisis. Yeah. But anyway, the center shut down. Yeah, the plant shut down in 2008, right, and it was blamed on the recession. And then Fuyao Auto Glass, who is a windshield, an auto windshield manufacturer, came in and bought the plant up, and actually resumed operations in Dayton at the old Ford Motor Company plant in Dayton, and it showed a lot of the contrast between the American workers and the Chinese workers that were also stationed there abroad to help get the center going, and how their experiences and the way that they perceive the other countries' cultures. There's really no good or bad side to it. They cover both sides fairly well.
Okay, so it is Sharia law. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
It is. Islamic Sharia law calls for the amputation of the right or left hand for stealing.
Got that, man.
Well, the one I'm talking about was about how it went through the history of our relations with China and all the kind of the corporate espionage that went on when we moved our factories over there, and they stole a lot of plans from GE and who's the big airliner?
American Airlines or Delta?
Boeing? Lockheed Martin?
Boeing.
Oh.
Okay. It was Boeing.
Oh, I thought you meant. Sorry, my bad.
They stole a lot of plans from Boeing, and now any plane that comes out of China is basically using the patents that we had, because the patent laws don't really carry over to China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know copyright laws don't carry over there either.
So, like they were talking about all the human rights abuses, and that documentary is where I heard the first time that they actually sent people to prison never to be seen again, and that they harvested organs and sold them on the black market.
Mm. And do you remember the title of the documentary you saw?
Man, it was years ago.
Okay.
It was very interesting, though. And I didn't view it from like a left or a right perspective. It seemed like it had senators from both sides of the aisle talking on it, so it was pretty evened out. I just don't remember the name of it. Maybe I'll look for it online.
Okay.
What the heck? I just
What
found.
is it?
Okay, so I went down a rabbit hole. I found Ronnie Lee Gardner.
Who's that?
He was killed for whatever he did, killing a man during an attempted escape from a courthouse in 1985. He was executed by a firing squad by the state of Utah, and guess which year? Just guess which year?
2008?
2010.
Okay. Yeah, because...
Firing squad? Really?
Yeah, I think there are very few states and counties where firing squads is still considered a legal execution method or a capital punishment method.
Yeah.
I know most states have just gone the ways of lethal injection. I think Louisiana still uses the electric chair.
Yeah, okay, I can understand electric chair. That's been normalized, but a firing squad?
Yeah.
I just thought that was weird.
Well, the way the firing squads work is that the officers or deputies that are given they are given the guns, and none of that have a predetermined number of rounds in them, and they don't know which all the gun, I think most of the guns have blank rounds in them, but the actual officers or deputies, they're not told which one has the live rounds.
He had 25 officers out there, and that's what happened. Exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
But there was 25 officers in a line, so nobody knew who had actually killed him.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be killed that way. That's the weird thing. Okay.
All right.
There's
Well,
a lot of documentaries about China. And I understand why, but I don't know how I'm going to pick this out of a needle out of a haystack.
Right.
yeah, I know that. All right. Well, I think we'll call it end this debacle for now, even though we meant to end it on a somewhat of a morbid note.
But we ended it at 8:30.
Oh, is it 8:30?
And now you can go and
listen to JJT.
Listen to your JJT.
Yes, of course. Now, for our next occurrence, we will be recording on Saturday. Saturday sometime. I don't know if it will be afternoon or night. It depends on when we return back to the castle. But we'll all be here, and that's part of the reason why we chose that date instead. Oh, and one other thing I was going to say. So, I try not to use this show as a platform for promoting my musical projects. However, I did want to take this opportunity. What?
So he's like, since when?
I don't talk about my musical projects very often.
You just play them.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Okay.
When I have something to play.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
no,
my group that. What?
Never mind.
Okay. Like you're breaking up. I couldn't understand what you were saying. Anyway. So my band, my existing band, the Jet Noise, will be having our first show as a duo on Saturday, April the 24th on Facebook Live. We were actually invited by our friends, the Professor Fuzz 66 or 63, to play a live stream event with them and another band out of Beaumont called The Very Very Boom. And we'll be going on about 9:15 Central Time on that day. And we'll be streaming Facebook Live from our own Facebook page called The Jet Noise. So if you want to tune in, please do. I'll still be recording it. That way I can post it on our YouTube channel after the fact for those that may not get to see it when it's live. Anyway, so that'll do it for this week. And as always, if you have something you'd like to talk about or you'd like for us to talk about, you can send us an email to robotuner2020@gmail.com. You can also call and leave us a voicemail at 682-325-1379. Follow us on Facebook and on Instagram at the Jet Noise shit at the RoboTuner. And of course, you can catch us live on YouTube, whatever day of the week we decide to do this. But if you follow us, you'll get notified. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys again on Saturday. Red pants. And we're off.
You still there, Kenneth?
Yeah.
Okay, let me start the stream here.
Way to yell at Kenneth.
What?